I'm giving away this DC comic theme mystery box, so if you want to know how to win it, stick around to the end of the video. There are so many reasons why MCU fans should get hyped for the Fantastic Four reboot. Hi, I'm Kieran at Raw Review, and the MCU's Fantastic Four movie is still a long way off, but it's one of the upcoming movies with the most potential to shake up the MCU. The film will open Phase 6 and the position on the calendar is significant. Bookending a new phase usually means the movie either has some big conclusive event or will introduce interesting information to kick off a new story arc. Beyond that, Kevin Feige revealed that Fantastic Four will not be an origin story, which has cross-title implications. No matter what decisions they choose to make concerning the film, they'll be dealing with one of the most important titles in Marvel Comics. Fantastic Four are traditionally known as Marvel's first family, and have held a revered position in the Marvel canon since Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created them in 1961. In the comics, they stand alongside the Avengers and the X-Men as one of the universe's most powerful groups of heroes. With big characters like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers gone, the Fantastic Four could be the new main team of the cinematic universe. But what we actually know about the Fantastic Four isn't a lot. The movie is still a long way off and only vague generalised plans have been made. It's difficult to even draw conclusions based on the comics because the movie will not be an origin story. And also to add, there are many projects scheduled between now and 2025. But the MCU has shown us one variant of Reed Richards, even if he did get turned into spaghetti 5 minutes after he showed up. But there are a couple of ways that Marvel can bring a character into the MCU without an origin story based on what they've done in the past. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord wasn't given an origin story. Yes, we found out the truth about his past, well, at least some of it, but the movie wasn't about where these individuals came from. It was about how these characters come together to be the Guardians. The Fantastic Four might not be done in such a way because they're a family and they've always been together. But we were told about Star-Lord in one quick intro scene, and the Fantastic Four might come into the MCU in a similar way, with a plot too big to spend time introducing them. Black Panther was also introduced without an origin story, or rather his origin story was attached to Captain America Civil War. After that, when T'Challa got his own movie, Black Panther was able to tell the self-contained story of Wakanda. And that's because we were already acquainted with the Black Panther. Fantastic Four might do something similar, showing us bits of them in other assembled films or post-credit scenes, so that the audiences are familiar with the family before getting their big screen story at the start of Phase 6. Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, has the potential to be the new Tony Stark. As in, Iron Man, the character, had an interesting position in the MCU. Not only did it launch the entire franchise, but the character also had the ego of a leading man in movies like Avengers, which also had numerous other heroes in them, while he and Captain America had the most predominant leading roles in the Avengers. It was Robert Downey Jr. that had the advantage of taking the role to a meta level. Where Captain America was humble, RDJ could mimic Tony Stark's personality with the loud, sharp behaviour, as he was already known for in the real world. While Captain America may have been the leader of the Avengers on paper, Iron Man had the greatest stage presence by miles, and was seen by most fans as the central figure of the MCU franchise. Now that there is no Iron Man, none of the Avengers or other top tier heroes have stepped in to fill that void. To be fair, there is no hero quite like Tony Stark, but each of the biggest names in the MCU like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Thor is either involved in their own lives or doesn't have the strength of character to step up to the plate. Reed Richards is just about the only new character with a universal perspective and the leadership potential that Tony Stark once had. The Fantastic Four have traditionally been at the forefront of Marvel Comics, and now we might see them lead the MCU. Reed Richards is often dubbed the smartest man alive and could become the focal point of many corners of the Marvel Universe. Many characters could go to him for help, like in the comic books, making him and the Fantastic Four very vital to the rest of the franchise. Since Kevin Feige has decided to introduce them as an established team, and flashbacks have shown superpowered humans active in the past way before Iron Man, it wouldn't feel unnatural to have the team require their powers in the recent past, similar to what happened to Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. Putting their focus to grow as industrialists can be beneficial, especially when Reed makes a living by being an accomplished inventor in the Marvel Comics. Saying the Fantastic Four have been around for a while doesn't sound too out there. Only Ben Grimm's backstory would be affected, as his character's unique look would have brought him attention. However, when it comes to antagonists, there are simply too many characters to be used on such a grand scale. For example, Doctor Doom is the ultimate Fantastic Four nemesis, but the character is is so complex. It would be such a selfish choice to just relegate him to a single storyline. The same could also be said for Galactus. The World Devourer has a looming presence that can't be relegated to a single film. These villains command such a fierce presence that they could be a lead antagonist for a complete phase. Fantastic Four will kick off Phase 6 and the phase will end with Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars is the title of 2 major comic book events with the emphasis on the multiverse. I think it's pretty clear that the film will be an adaptation of 2015's Secret Wars. The storyline saw various multiverses collide and Doctor Doom put them back together as one composite universe. The only one that could really stop him was Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four. With Avengers Secret Wars being a film, it will unite various corners of the MCU. Yet what makes it interesting now is that the story arriving so close to the Fantastic Four entering the MCU, which means the story changes. Where the comic was sort of a farewell for certain characters for a time, this could be a bigger grand introduction. Their solo film might be self-contained, but they will be key players in Avengers Secret Wars. So in conclusion, making them the new faces of the MCU moving forward. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching and make sure you smash that like and subscribe button. And if you want to win this DC comic theme mystery box, all you need to do are these 3 simple things. Leave a like on this video, leave a comment on any of my videos. It can be just as simple as a heart emoji. And finally, hit that subscribe button and one lucky random subscriber will be announced on the 31st of August. You can even hit that bell icon to keep up to date with my latest uploads and giveaways, such as my comic book giveaways every fortnight. So with all of that being said, I will see you in the next one, but until then, take care.